Hello! Sorry, I just got distracted by my phone, so bear with me for a sec. Okay, let me... One sec. One sec. I'm looking for something specific, so give me like 2 minutes. I'm going about this in like the worst way. I should do it like this. Okay, one second. I found what I was looking for. Okay. Sorry, I'm like dicking around. I will get to crocheting in a hot minute. Okay, found what I was looking for. There we go. Let's do this. My toe is bothering me. I think I have a hangnail, and it's like really annoying, so I can't deal with it until I shower tonight anyways. Because it'll just be easier to deal with when I shower. So, we're working on the shawl. I am far more awake today, but I am going to take my afternoon meds in a little bit here. But I am far more awake today than I have been all week. That being said, I have been up for like 6 hours already because I got up early. I got up like an hour before my alarm, which was not ideal. I am going to put my watch on the charger for now. There we go. Because my watch needs to be charged. And we're going to do this. Yeah, what am I doing here? Doing something. Shawl. Tired. I am still exhausted from the week. And there are things I could be doing to like relax. Here I am. Everybody was curious about my whole, hey, I have to do homework thing. I did some of it last night, but apparently the audio doesn't work. So that's kind of annoying. So I have to like re-record. So we are what was today's Learn to Crochet class went way better than others, than the one from last week. Minus the fact that I got a call as I'm in the drive-thru getting my food, like about to pull up to the speaker, so I'm like, shit. And the person who was registered for the class thought the class started at noon and it started at 10 a.m. And they were like, well, can she join tomorrow's class? I'm like, well, tomorrow's class it's the second session and it's already too full. So, like, she can just show up next week. It's fine. I was already, like, at the restaurant that I was going to be getting my lunch at. I got lunch, so I have eaten today. I'm going to tell you guys about... I'll talk about that. All week. So last Sunday, on my way home from teaching the class, I was like, I should stop to Culver's and get a salad. Now, if you're not from the Midwest of the U.S., you don't understand that Culver's is a burger place. It's a burger and frozen custard place that sells hamburgers that are fried in butter. They're called butter burgers. They're super greasy. They're super tasty. But I usually can't stomach one on most days with my nausea. But they also have some like really cool, like really good salads that have grilled chicken on them. And they have a cranberry bacon blue cheese salad that has dried cranberries, blue cheese, pieces of bacon, tomatoes, cucumbers. It's really good. And I get it with raspberry vinaigrette. And I was craving one, but I didn't stop and get it last week, so I was like, whatever. But twice, when I got home, I ended up ordering from like a salad place. If you guys remember when I was on stream, I got that nasty smoothie. Anyway, I tried that and it didn't hit the spot. It was very specific, like, itch I was trying to scratch with food. So then, earlier this week, I ordered, like, a salad from a cafe, and it was similar, but it didn't hit the same. So I decided, okay, I'm going to stop there on my way home. Finally got my salad. I did eat it for lunch. I ate it when I got home. But I was sitting there in the drive-thru, and I look at the board, and I see an advertisement for frozen hot cocoa concrete mixers, which I was like, oh, I'll get one of those. And out of my mouth comes, oh, let me go into them too. It sounded so Midwestern. I'm not originally from this area, so... So I was caught off guard by it, but it was funny. I'm gonna try and deal with my toe real quick. You guys can't see. I actually don't have a hangnail. I don't know what's going on with my toe. Check it after my shower. Anyway. Was very tired. Very tired. But I ordered my food. I will take my afternoon meds in a little bit here, so. They asked me to work overtime this weekend, my job did. And I just looked at the email last night and I was like, no. I do have homework to do. I do have a significant amount of homework. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Or start it tomorrow. Might do it on Monday. I don't have anything to turn in. What I did have to turn in. I don't know. I have to do some readings. I had to record a video and I recorded it and they're saying that the audio didn't pick up. So I'll have to re-record it, which is fine. I don't like how we're doing things in this class. I have to, into my last stitch, do 2. We're on round 16. Do this. Turning. DC into this first stitch. Okay, we're doing that. Front post, double crochet into the next. I know what that means. I know what we're doing next. We're rotating, or alternating, excuse me, not rotating, alternating. Front post and back post. I know this because I wrote the pattern, so I generally know what the hell I'm doing. Or at least I'd like to think I know what I'm doing here. But it works out. We're good. I might go have an energy drink. So I have... Yesterday, the amount of caffeine I had was not enough. Didn't do anything for me. And today I've only had an energy drink. So I might go grab one of those in a few minutes here. A few moments. Momentarily. Oh, hell yeah, we're on a color change. So, I saw a post yesterday about how shawls are great because they're like mini blankets that you can just wrap around you. Keep you warm. So I've been, yeah. I should be working on the reversible octopus at some point here, but well, there's a few reasons I haven't yet, but reason number 1 is I just need a personal project done. I have quite a bit of soda left, though. Sorry. Catching my focus. My focus has been, like, a mess lately. Like, such a shit show of a mess. So, I don't know. I told my classes this morning. It went well, I guess. I'm slowing down the classes because I feel like we have 4 weeks to do it. And, oh my god, if my phone could stop. I'm on call this weekend, guys. I guess I should say that much. I'm the group, so I'm in like 5 group chats for work, and one of them is going off right now because somebody has to leave early and they can't get coverage, and I'm not driving that far. By the time I would get there, she would be off the shift, and I'm not working direct care anyway. Not after this week. Not usually want to either, but I am on call. I'll be on call every other weekend at this point. Except for the weekend I'll be in Chicago. I told them no, I'm busy. I'm taking Thursday. So my partner and I are going to Chicago in April for a wrestling show. Happy, excited. Downside, I have to take time off work. Because the show, I thought, so if the show was on Saturday night, like I thought it was, I could just take Friday off. We could drive out Friday afternoon. Like leave at like noon or something on Friday and get to the hotel. Or wherever we're going to stay. But the show's on Friday night. So I have to actually take Thursday off. Let's take Thursday, Friday. And then I was like, well, we could drive back on Saturday. And my partner was like, well, let's go to Michigan because we need to stock up on drugs. We have to stock up on drugs because they're cheaper in Michigan. And they're legal where I live. They're just way expensive. So we're going to drive to Michigan. And I was like, well, then we'll drive back on Sunday. And he's like, okay, yeah, we can do that. But I'm going to take Monday off work because I know how I feel after I drive back from Chicago. My partner will probably work Sunday and Monday night. If we get, I don't know if we'll be back on Sunday night in time. But yeah. It was just funny when he's like, we'll go to Michigan too. I'm like, what? So, but he wants to do this whole, like, we'll leave on Saturday thing. He initially was like, yeah, we'll just leave on Saturday and go to Michigan. I was like, no, we're not doing that. No, I'm not doing this nonsense. So every time we do this, every time we go to Chicago or something, he always wants to make like a million sub trips. He wants to get lunch. He wants to go to the store. He wants to do that. And it's like, sir, I love you. But I'm not going to sit in a car for 15 hours because you want to go to all of the Chicago places and Michigan. Sir, we will drive home the next day. But he's excited. He likes going back home. I think I've mentioned this before. My partner's originally from Chicago, so he gets excited about going back home. Which is cute. It's not as excited as when we start to pull into Minneapolis. So to get to Chicago, we literally just get on one road. We just take 94 and we can get there without GPS because it's literally just get on 94. And then he takes over driving once we're in. So he takes over driving around Milwaukee, Madison and Milwaukee. Because I do the part of the drive that he doesn't like. Hello, Meg. I'm going to preface this now. I have not watched Nude yet. That was my plan for tonight. I really love Tama, and I know that this is his last match in New Japan. So I want to be sufficiently not sober when I watch this so that when I cry my ugly tears, it'll be okay. So I have not watched Nude yet. Oh, hello. I have seen the results, though. I have seen the results. I will say that much. I have seen the results, so that's cool. But yeah, I'm just talking about my trip to Chicago in April because I'm going to Windy City Riot. That was one of the things my partner and I had been talking about was if New Japan comes to the Midwest, ideally they'd come to like Minnesota because then my commute would be like 30 minutes, not 7 hours. But we are going to go to Chicago. but that's what I was talking about. Like, I do the drive to, we drive to Chicago all the time. So this isn't like new to us. That's how I know we get on, I live off of a bypass of 94. So literally we just get on 94 and drive to Chicago. But my partner doesn't do long drives very well. And I actually like driving in like the countryside and stuff, and a good chunk of the drive through Wisconsin is through the middle of nowhere. So I'll put on like an audiobook or a podcast or something while I drive through Wisconsin. I would say drive through Minnesota, but it takes us like 40 minutes to get to the Wisconsin border, so the bulk of the drive is cutting diagonally across Wisconsin. And well, okay, I'll talk about that. I don't mind talking about that. It's Kazuchika Okada. He can do whatever the hell he wants. So why didn't he put over a young talent? He still has a couple more shows to go. He's probably dropping the belts, and he'll be putting over Kosei Fujita, of all people. Like, Fujita's in the mix for those belts. He's probably going to drop the belts to TMDK. So while Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols aren't exactly young, he is going to be putting over Fujita in a way. So, I don't know. Him beating Ospreay's funny now in hindsight, but it's Okada. Yes, I will get to... that's actually not what I'm excited for, but I am kind of excited for it. I am happy that GOD retained the strong openweight titles because I really want to see LP. Obviously, I'm wearing my LP shirt, one of my LP shirts. I was gonna say my LP shirt, but I have like a lot of them. So, but I'm excited. I'm really excited to see that match. So it'll be fun. I'm really excited. I have some really nice things. I'm legitimately happy. And we got so buying the tickets to Windy City Riot was interesting because I want to see Ali versus Hiromu. So my partner has been kind of taking a break from wrestling. He's kind of burnt out. He spends a lot of time on Reddit, so he's kind of sick of the fans and stuff. He did watch Wrestle Kingdom live, but as I was watching Battle in the Valley, he was working because it was on Saturday night. It was on a night he was working, and I walked out and I said, Ali is going to be at Windy City Riot. He goes, oh, and I was like, against Hiromu, and he goes, oh. So he's incredibly excited that we'll get to see Ali versus Hiromu. As I was saying earlier, my partner is a Chicago boy, and he's partial to his Chicago wrestlers. So he has a complicated relationship with CM Punk as a wrestler right now, though. So but that doesn't play into the New Japan thing. But he's I'm excited. I think Ali's a good get for New Japan. It'd be really neat to see him in the Best of Super Juniors. It would be really neat to see him in that. Especially considering we need people in the junior division, so. What? Do you see the first sets? Back posts in the front? Back. No, that's not right. I have a typo in my pattern. Yeah, I'm excited. So getting the tickets to Windy City Riot, we were gonna hold off on them until for a couple reasons, and then I was like, I get the feeling they're gonna, based on the venue, they're gonna bring out the big guns, and I had the free time, so I was like, I'll just buy the tickets. And he's like, well, if they're too expensive, let's not get them. Here's the budget for the 2 tickets. And he was worried that he didn't want to spend, he said, don't spend more than $300 on 2 tickets. And I was like, okay. He's like, 300, 350. I was like, yeah, I can do that. And it was on Ticketmaster, so I was like being mindful of the fees. And you know, we got the tickets for like 150, and we got really good seats. So the tickets for Windy City Riot were like far cheaper than I thought they were going to be. Hindsight, I wish I got an extra ticket for reasons, but we got 2 tickets in the lower bowl on an aisle. So we'll have really good seats, really good sight lines. There's only 4 people in that row, so it'll help my agoraphobia a bit too. Oh, that was really nice. That was why he decided we'll go to Michigan, because we spent less on the tickets than we thought. It was like $200 less than I expected. It was cheaper than Dynamite this past year. About $50 cheaper than Dynamite. That's one of the things, like my mom accidentally slipped to my cousin that I'm going to Chicago. I've talked about my cousin on stream before. I'm going to talk about her again because I'm so annoyed at her. I still have not sent out that cardigan, which is... I was so busy this week. Guys, I would get up at 6 in the morning. I would start my day at like 6:30. And I wouldn't be done with work stuff until like 6 o'clock at night. I'm so tired. Like I would leave work and then I would go home because I couldn't be on site much longer and I needed to like take my muscle relaxer, but then I would do more shit at home. So I'm exhausted. I've been exhausted all week. This should calm down by the end of the week. But they were like, last night we got an email like, hey, who can work overtime this weekend? I'm like, not me. Nope. Absolutely fucking not. I didn't say that. I didn't respond. I just kind of ignored it. But who can work overtime this weekend? Not the person who is running on fumes and has a pile of homework to do. And yes, I'm sitting here on stream and I could be doing my homework. I have a plan of when I'm going to do my homework. We have to do like a bunch of readings before class on Monday night, and I can anticipate that if I read it today, I'm not going to remember. I have to start a journal thing so I'll do that tomorrow. I'll get my journal started and do my response journal. But we have time. So the things I have to do won't take long, and one of the things I don't have to do until before class on Monday night. So I have plenty of time to do that. I can always just take my Kindle to work, and when I have some downtime on Monday, I can do my readings. That might be what I do. And might be, I mean, that is like 100% what I'm probably going to do. So that's where I'm at on that. Do need to load the readings up on my Kindle, but that will take me like 2 minutes to do. So it's the mountain of homework I have to do is, one was record a video, which I did, and then somebody's like, I can't hear your audio, and I'm like, oh, cool, I don't know why. So I have to go back and re-record it because this was against my better judgment. I was like, oh, they have a built-in record feature. I'll just use that. I should have used OBS and just record it that way like I usually do. So I'm going to go back and do it that way. But rolling my brain around. I have homework to do. I have to sleep. That's the other thing. I could take a nap. The problem with taking a nap is I do have to be up in the morning to teach. I also taught my crochet class this morning, and I teach another one tomorrow. So, I do teach my crochet. Tomorrow's class is going to be much more different than today's class. Today's class was the first class of the second group we're running right now. And tomorrow's class is the class that has the teenagers that don't listen. There was like a 10 or 12-year-old in my class today, and she was super sweet, and her mom was there, and this girl wants to learn how to do so many like crafts and stuff. It's like, you know what? You're good. You're good. And she was behaving, and she asked very politely if she could have some of her smoothie, and I was like, absolutely. It's the Chex Mix we had a problem with. Very tired though. Like, I think that's just gonna be my default state for a couple of weeks. Working on this shawl. I'm not tracking how many repeats I do. I can do the math on that. Except my stomach just decided that it does not like me. Let's see if I can ignore it for 10 minutes. I don't want to take a break so soon. Oh, and I have something in the machine downstairs. I don't know what it is. I might do a little trip downstairs and see what. I don't care about that email. Checking my stuff. Oh, I see what was downstairs. Okay, earlier. It's bad when I'm looking at something and I'm like, I don't know about that. Let's see where. Waiting on something coming from the post office. This is status is not available. Please try again later. So we didn't record the podcast this week. Something just got delivered. So we didn't record the podcast this week, so I can't like talk about it too much, or I can't like reference that, but what do I think about it? I feel that it's interesting. I don't know if this means they're gonna transition United Empire into a face faction. I don't know who's gonna take over. We brought up last week on the podcast, we don't know if there's gonna be a peaceful transfer of power in United Empire. There hasn't been a lot of transfer of powers in other factions besides Bullet Club. So, like, we know that there's never a peaceful transfer of power in Bullet Club. And, like, we know that Chaos is also going to have a transfer of power. That one will probably be pretty peaceful. I don't foresee the Chaos transfer being weird. But we have no idea how this is going to go with UE. And I'm kind of excited to see it, with the exception of if like they're positioning TJP to lead. That would not be ideal. But I think it'll be interesting to see what happens and what the plan is. We will see some shakeup for sure. I think we're absolutely going to see some shakeup. I just don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how much of the honestly, I don't know how much of the cage match I'm gonna actually end up watching, because I don't do matches like that very well. And they've already been like hanging people in previous matches, like the coffin match. So there's a very good chance that I probably won't be able to physically watch the match due to like trauma stuff. So I'll see. I think it'll be interesting, but I don't think we're gonna have a peaceful transfer of power. That's my gut instinct, is there's gonna be nothing peaceful about that transfer of power. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. My stomach is unhappy with me at the moment, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, I've got some thoughts about the Akira thing. I touched on them during the podcast last week. Akira used to do death matches Like, the scars on Akira's chest are from light tubes. So it's very good acting going on. But yes, I think he'll be involved in it. So I'm excited to see how things happen. I've got other things I'm super excited about, but I am super duper tired. I forgot to grab a drink. 1 second. I'm not even gonna like turn my BRB screen on. Just 1 second. Oh! People don't know this about Akira? Oh, yeah. He's seen death matches. His acting is impeccable. Deserves all of the praise for that. Oh, let me go to cage match. Oh, yeah. Like, he's worked GCW, he's worked West Coast Pro. Going back, he's worked WXW. Go back to like page 5. Yo. Like, no, he's worked hardcore and death matches and stuff. Yeah, no. Is this where everybody's learning that he's doing a really good acting job? Because yeah. Huh, interesting. That is interesting. But yeah. Cage match. He's done GCW and stuff. He's just a good actor. I didn't realize they had already started announcing people for Fantastica Mania. Excuse me. I know Hiromu's gonna be in a mask during it. So, I know that that's happening. I have to look at the... Yeah. No, a lot of people don't know that. Katie also didn't know that, and I had mentioned that on the podcast. No, the scars on his chest are from death matches. Kira terrified of he's doing a really good acting job. I want to say, like, let's praise the acting that is going on here, because that's been phenomenal. So, no, there's acting going on, and it's good. There's some people have pointed out that Aswang's, so what TJP is, the version, they don't keep human friends and partners, so that's something to play into. That being said, I try not to pay attention to TJP. I'm so bad. I don't like TJP. That's why I don't like Okan is there. I'm like really hoping it's Jeff. Until, like, I really hope Jeff is the reason we're gonna have a new leader. Like, he's gonna be why, and he's gonna be the leader. Just because Jeff Cobb is so cool and fun. So, yeah. So I'm really sorry about having to take the break like I did. Sometimes your stomach is just like, hey, you have to use the bathroom. What is this music? Hello, Pinks. Welcome in. I'm working on a shawl. I'm chatting. Having a good afternoon. 25 years. So I've been doing this for a very long time. I write my own patterns. I teach classes, things like that. So I've been doing this for very long time. Longer than a lot of people have been alive. I actually was teaching my class this morning. Yeah. A lot of people say that, but yeah, some people, it's okay wherever you're at and you got your skill level. There is like a part of me that wants to take a nap so bad. Speaking of which, I need to set my alarm for tomorrow. We're not doing this 9 o'clock thing because I don't have to be up that early. But yeah, I've been going for 25 years. Almost 26. I was like 9 when I learned. So. Really cool. Cardigans are fun. I just finished a cardigan that wasn't so much fun, but yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that either, and I learned that on Saturday. The Jeff thing. King size gray tweed blanket. So I was at the yarn store today, and I was waiting in line to see, because I needed to find out if I was registered for something on Friday, which I'm not, and it's now full, so I'm not doing my stitching group on Fridays, or my Friday night stitching that I do once a month. I'm not doing it this month because I forgot to register, and then by the time I remembered, or by the time I went to go check, I was like, oh yeah, it's full. So, anyway. But somebody was buying like enough yarn to make a poncho out of some gray tweed, so it was really pretty. They like bought out all of the gray tweed, which is great. Did the lightning not work? That sounds like it'll look nice. Okay, the weather's not working. I will do a weather for you once I get it fixed. I had to reauthorize. Okay, let me double check. So you did lightning. Still not cooperating for me. Sometimes it just acts up. Give me a second. Gotta fix it. I'll fix it. I'll get it. It's on cooldown though. There we go. I got it. I'll do another one just for fun. There's the rain. Okay. Yeah, sometimes the weather, I have to like redo it because it's kind of scuffed. It's for your sister? Nice. Really cool. I am doing this. What I'm making right now is for me. It's a shawl. I do not know why I'm struggling to talk today. But... Ooh, pretty. Yeah, handmade gifts are really nice. I just finished a cardigan that was my mom had commissioned me to make for my cousin. Ooh. Keeps messaging me, begging for money. Not my mom, my cousin. Money I don't want to give her. But I need to put together the box to ship the cardigan out in that I finished. My goal was, I was like, hey, I'll have it shipped in the mail by Friday. And then I was like eyebrow deep in shit at work. I'm so tired. I got so much, had to do so much so that I... Oh, that's a cute way of doing it. It's a really cute way of doing it. This is never good. Oh boy. Alright, let's grab a needle. I like my tapestry needles for this. Should probably not pull it. That's making it worse. It's not mandala yarn. It looks similar, but it's not. I will pull the yarn in a second here. It's Hobby Mia Leo. It's a gradient cake. So mandala yarn is a DK weight. This is a sport weight. I got this on Amazon. It's so this is a cotton acrylic blend. These are the same style of yarn cakes as the Hobby Twisters. So it's a really thin. It's a 4-ply. It's a 4-ply yarn. Oh yeah, I'm fine with whatever. I'm not a yarn snob. I just, this stuff, I was looking at getting a sheep's wool or a yarn art cake give those a try after I did something with a hobby twister because they're similar. And then I saw this, and this stuff was like $8 cheaper cake than like the yarn art. So I was like, oh shit, I'll give it a shot. And the way this works is it's 4-ply thread. So it's 4 threads, and it makes a gradient that's like a smooth transition. Yeah. Yeah, cheap and soft is good. This stuff is a little bit more expensive. It was $12 for the cake. But it is like over 1,000 yards of yarn. It's like almost 1,100 yards of yarn. And this yarn is really good for if you're doing like baby blankets. You only need like 2 cakes. And then, or like a shawl, you can do a shawl and 1 cake, which is what I'm doing. So yeah, cheap and soft is always good. I can give you, like, there's a couple online stores where you can get some really good soft yarn. This stuff is really soft. Yeah. Well, so if you're on a tight income, I can understand that. I will say with this yarn, so with like a ball of yarn from Walmart or Michael's, you're only getting 200 yards for like $5, $5. This is like 12, and you're getting like 3 times the amount of yarn. So that's kind of where I look at it. I do also have expensive yarn. I buy a lot of expensive yarn. Like I shouldn't, but it's what it is. Yeah. Because if you think about it, if you're making a baby blanket and you only need 2 of these and you spend 20 bucks on 2 of them, you're going to spend about $20 on like regular 4-weight yarn. That's how I look at it. This is my first time using this yarn. It's working the same as other things. Similar, so... Like I said, it's a 4-ply, so the way it works is there are 4 threads together, and then to do the gradient changes, you can see how it's like starting to change. 1 thread changes a color at a time. So like to transition into this lighter green, 1 thread is now green, 3 threads are dark green. Then eventually it'll be 2 threads are the light green, 2 threads are the dark. Then 3 threads are the light green, and then 1 thread's the dark, and then that 1 dark thread will transition into the next color, which is a pink. And it'll just repeat that cycle until you get to the end. So this yarn is, this type of yarn is pretty unique in the fact that you can get like really good gradients out of it. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. You could check Temu for stuff, for like yarn and stuff. I've gotten some velvet yarn from Temu that's pretty inexpensive. So, they have other yarns. But yeah, if you do other crafts, I totally get it, because I've been getting into making bracelets, which we might do this weekend. Depends on how I feel. But I've been making, I don't have any on right now, but I've been making like candy bracelets. Like the Kandi bracelets. Thank you for the follow. So, I've been making those bracelets, and it's been kind of nice. But buying the materials has been a problem. Speaking of which, I need to open the 2 packages I have of materials while I'm thinking about it. Thank you. I try and keep my vibes pretty chill. Speaking of which, I've had mail to open on stream. Well, I haven't had to open on stream. I just have had packages that I knew what was in them. They don't want to open though. There we go. These beads took 2 weeks to get to me. They're skulls. I ended up buying other skull beads, but you guys can see they're like skulls. I have a pile of beads that I need to like put away. And then these are, this is what I mean. Like, we're probably going to start doing beads on the stream because I've just been going hard in the paint. So I've got more skulls because I decided I needed other colors. This is a problem as a crafter that sometimes you end up doing this. Yeah, let me tell you. So I got these like cracked beads, and then I got some more of these like miscellaneous ones. Anyway, now that I'm done opening my packages that I've had sitting on my desk, or on my floor technically behind me for a week. Anyways, my favorite hooks. Yeah, they are fun. So I'm gonna make some bracelets either today or tomorrow. So favorite hooks. I am I'm not a yarn snob. I'm slightly a hook snob, and I'm more than slightly. I'm a hook snob. So, I like Furl's Odyssey. They don't make them anymore. They've been discontinued. They were about $32 a hook. So I still have a set of 6 Furl Odyssey hooks. They're the metal ones that are shaped like this. This is a Furl's Streamline resin. I don't care for this. I don't care for the streamlines. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I mentioned this earlier. I'm on call this weekend for work, so if I get a call from the frontline on-call person, so I'm the second person in line, but if the supervisor who's on call this weekend needs to consult with somebody, they have to call me. So that's what that was. I recognize that number. So as far as fancy hooks, so yeah, I have the Furl's Odyssey. They're really expensive. These are what I've been using. These are, you can pick what straight hook you like, and then the person I buy these from sculpts with polymer clay and resin, a handle. So that's what I've been using. That being said, I'm gonna pull them out. Anybody who's been here knows what I'm about to do. I'm gonna pull out the pink bag. I can recommend some good cheap hooks, because I have tried my fair share of hooks. So I got you. I can talk about hooks. I have a wood hook in here too. Hold on. Okay. So I've got hooks. This is how I know I'm a hook snob. Anyway, so let me talk about them. These are this one's that's sculpted, and it has a matching stitch marker and only a place to put the stitch marker. This one is from Sienna's Boutique on Etsy. They run about, I want to say, like $30 each. In that, and I have more hooks. Hold on, I have more hooks. Please hold. So, I have options and things. So please hold while I grab some of these hooks. Please note, most people do not need as many hooks as I have. So let's get into this. I haven't had a hook conversation in a while, so you got me started. These are all an assortment of hooks I have, including a furls. So this is, like I said, the Sienna's Boutique. These are from Etsy. I use a Susan Boyle's straight hook as my choice. Love it. This is a Furls Odyssey. You cannot get these anymore. They do not make them. They got discontinued the end of the year. Or I want to say like September or October. They got discontinued. They can't make them anymore. The people that they source them from don't make them. I like them, but I started using these sculpted ones. One, they look nicer on stream, and two, I want to preserve these because I have had a couple of them break in the past. Next one, more furls options. So this is a Furls Streamline hook in wood. This one's an ebony wood one, and this one is the same thing but in resin. They're okay. I don't like the little hook part. They're a little too pointy, and what they end up doing is catching the yarn, and it pisses me off. That being said, if you're cheap and you want to try something like a Furls Odyssey, if you go on Etsy and search for ergonomic hooks, there's a seller out of Turkey. They take about 2 weeks to get to you. These are about $5 each. But they only go up to like a 6mm, so you can't get anything like an 8mm. Next hook. This is a Tulip Etmo. If you are a knife hold, these are not good. These are also like, I want to say they're like $15, $20 a hook. They're really expensive. I'm not happy with them just because I'm a knife hold, so they're very uncomfortable for me to use. Yeah. Yeah, wood or resin hooks are interesting. Wood hooks are fine. Resin, I mean, it's basically plastic, so if you've used a plastic hook before, you're good. This is another custom hook. This is from Mrs. B's Crochet. She has some wonderful hat patterns too. But this is it's on a Susan Bates eye hook. So these are nice and ergonomic. So then we'll talk about some actual ergonomic options. This is a Clover soft grip. I don't care for this, but these I'm not a big fan of. But I have this because sometimes I need a 3.25mm hook. This is the only one I own. Actually, I also have, I forgot I have the Clover soft touches. I don't use those anymore. Yeah, you knife hold. So I'll show you some suggestions. This is the Susan Bates ergonomic one. I don't feel it's ergonomic enough, TBH. So I don't use it. This is a Prim plastic hook. These are from Michaels. They have a really nice, if you look, they have like a nice deep inline hook. This part right here, the hook part itself isn't too sharp. These are really good. They're about $5 each. You can get them at Michaels. You can also get them on Amazon. The only downside is if you're a tight crocheter, never get plastic. Never get plastic. But I'm going to get to a really cheap option. This is a Clover, another soft grip one. This one's plastic as well. These are what I recommend my students in my Learn to Crochet class to buy. If you take my online Learn to Crochet class, in the suggestion of items you should purchase, I suggest you buy these. These are from Amazon. These are nice ergonomic. They're good for knife hold because you have something to choke up on and grab. They're comfortable for pencil hold. You can get a set of 10 plus some stitch markers, a pair of scissors, and a carrying case for about $13. And if the rubber wears out, you paid about $1 a piece. You can also get these on Temu for cheaper, but they're going to take 2 weeks to get to you. So this is what I would recommend if you want to get some ergonomic hooks for cheap. Now, I'm a hook snob and I use expensive hooks, but I can show grab the Clovers. This is my first set of ergonomic hooks. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't get plastic if you're cheap. Then you've got these. These are Clover soft touches. These are a Japanese hook. I don't like them because it's not inline, but I have a whole set of them. So I may actually have a 3.25. I have a 2.75 as the smallest. It goes up to a 6. Yeah, if you like what you're using, I would stick with it. I'm just weird. I make content on the internet for crocheting, so I have tried out hooks. I have tried out my fair share of hooks. The Amazon ones, the 10 set that I'm talking about, if you just go on Amazon and search ergonomic crochet hooks, the 10 set I'm talking about is like small to like, I think it's like a 7mm, maybe an 8. You can also get a second set of, I think it's 8mm and up. So they're really thick hooks. That's what I have for those. My Amazon hooks are the really thick ones because I have smaller sizes in my other hooks. So if I used bigger hooks more often, like if I worked with bulky yarn all the time, then I'd probably invest in better ergonomic better ergonomic big hooks. But the reality of the situation is like the biggest I usually use is an 8mm, and I actually already have that in furls. Yeah, if you're not using a bulky weight yarn. Oh, and I have some straight plastic ones. Those are really good for bigger than 10mm. But if you're using medium weight yarn, you don't really need, I would say, so I use mostly DK or medium weight. I'm using I should stress right now, I'm using a sport weight yarn. It's a very thin yarn with a 5mm hook, which is bigger than what you normally would use with this type of yarn. But when I wrote this pattern, I specifically said use a bigger hook so it has more drape. So, and I didn't feel like sitting down and going, well, I should use, I just had the 5mm hook sitting on my desk, and that's why I used it. Because this pattern, okay, so for most patterns, yeah, so if you're doing a 2-strand blanket, a 10mm should be good enough. Probably don't need anything bigger, maybe a 10 or 11. I think mine go up to 12mm from that Amazon set. So yeah, that's the important part. If it's working for you, do it. And especially if you're not following like a particular pattern. So the reason I say like normally you should follow what the pattern says and get gauge, that's what you should do, is if you buy like a specific amount of yarn for a specific pattern, you desperately need to get gauge and all of that. What the pattern I'm using is adaptable for any, oh, you don't know how to read patterns? That's something that I feel like a lot of people need to learn. That's one of the things I teach in my Learn to Crochet class is how to read patterns. Like they don't leave the class not knowing how to read a pattern. But I have a cheat sheet card that I need to put on my website. I was going to put it on my website last weekend, but I just haven't had time. The biggest thing is this week I have not had time to do anything. Just nothing. I've had no time whatsoever. So. But I do have a little card it's too small to put on stream. You're a video learner? Okay. Well, you said you don't want to, don't spend a lot of money, but I do have a option on my store where if you want to learn like a new skill or something like pattern reading, I have like sessions that you can pay for and I could like teach people. Only reason I don't do it for free is I do it over Zoom and it's like a one-on-one time thing. So, but learning how to read a pattern is something I don't let my students leave my class without doing. That's just something I'm very adamant about. Like, hey, learn how to read a pattern because it'll make your life easier. So, but I have a little card, like a little cheat sheet of common crochet abbreviations. My goal for last year was to make more YouTube videos, and I only ended up making one. I'm very much not good at video editing, so I don't do a lot of videos like I should. And it is dry in my office. Come on. My heat is running. You guys don't want to see my note. I have a note on my phone that says upload the effing podcast. Because I usually have to upload a podcast at 4 o'clock. But oh. Currently my mist level on my humidifier was set to like 1. So I just set it to 6. Chance. So I bought a new humidifier for my office, but I don't have it set up to do a decent like mist. It was like a super fine mist, so I was like, it doesn't feel very, feels very dry in here, so I'm glad I noticed that it was on 1 and not 5 or 6 like I set it to. Oh, that'll be pretty. I did, like I said, I just finished a cardigan, and it's a dark green. I don't know why I picked a yarn for my personal project that's dark green, but one second, guys. I have the cardigan right here, but I'm grabbing. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I cannot relate to that. I'm a 2 or 3X, so I always need a ton of yarn for my stuff. I was just taking my meds. I have to take meds in the afternoon, so. And in about an hour and a half, you'll hear my machine tell me that I need to take my meds, and I'm ahead of schedule. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Like I said, I've made plenty of stuff for myself, so. I'm doing this shawl because I don't know, I've been enjoying having a shawl on. It helps me stay warm, but it's not too heavy and bulky. So. Oh. So we're on row 10. Okay. Yeah, that's always good if that's, if you're at a point where you're doing that. And if you're not following a pattern, it's even better because then you don't have to, see what the hell you're doing next. But I get to that point with certain patterns I do where I don't have to really pay attention and I just keep track of my rows so that if I put it down, I know where I'm at. So. I'll probably do that later tonight. I don't know. I haven't. What's my phone telling me now? Guys, I've had my phone going off all goddamn week. I'm so sick of it. And then I'm like, I'm on call this weekend. That was the call I got for on call was funny at least. But my phone has been going off and I'm sick of looking at it. I have a normal, healthy relationship with work. In the sense that I need time off. But yeah, being able to turn off your brain and just crochet while watching a show or something. I crochet a lot while I'm watching sports because I don't really watch TV. I don't really watch TV or movies. And I don't. I watch wrestling and hockey and lacrosse and football, but I don't watch like TV shows or movies. But I'll put on like a wrestling show and watch while I crochet. I also only crochet at my desk usually. Yeah. No, okay, so I don't have ADHD. I have something similar to ADHD. It's not well, I have autism too, but I have a brain injury, and brain injuries cause some of the same symptoms as ADHD. So I will take like crocheting to meetings and stuff, and when I'm in class in school, I will also do crocheting in class. So I will work on this on Monday night while I'm in school. And then I can do this. But yeah, having bad ADHD is... yeah. My partner has bad ADHD and he's been doing Legos lately at work. He works from home and he answers phone calls all night. And I said all night because he works overnights. But during his downtime, he does things like Legos or puzzles or origami or playing video games. You know, he'll play video games like Stardew or Coral Island, things he can easily put down if he needs to. That reminds me, I didn't look at my card game yesterday. I should do that now. Yeah. So like I said, I do it during class, but my classes are at night on Zoom. So my meds wear off during class, so I need something to stay awake and focused. And because my classes are on Zoom and I have 2 monitors, if I didn't do something with my hands, there's a very good chance I would do something else, which is dick around on the internet during class. I'm going to change my watch band, actually. So I have to do something with my hands, or else I am liable to stick around. I need to buy a new watch band because mine are getting stretched out, and I don't want to wear this one. But yeah, if I don't do something with my hands, there's a very good chance I will dick around on my phone. See, I need to clean my watch. Hold on. There's like gunk on it. I need to throw my stuff in the wash. But there's gunk on my watch. Yeah, I accidentally forgot to log in for a couple of days. So the gunk on my watch is probably like... Yeah. I have an accommodation to crocheting class for my disability. You can do that. But yeah, if you've got teachers who don't care, then you don't probably need the accommodation. Okay, the gunk on my watch is probably dried lotion. I'm constantly putting lotion on. Dried lotion and skin and stuff. Kind of gross. Yeah, my classes are on Zoom. I do have classes once a year in person. What? What? Hold on. 1 second. We're gonna do a draft. Can I pick? No, it's only these. I got a Naito. That's kind of cool. Anyway. Wish they would do that every time. So yeah, I do my classes in person once a year in the summertime. Yeah. Like I said, my classes, they're online, but they're through Zoom. So it's a situation of I would literally just play on my phone or play on my computer. My partner has online classes sometimes because he's getting his master's. He's getting his master's as well. When he has an online class, there's always... I'll go in there to check on him. So, that feels better. I'm going to buy a new watch band. So, it's funny because what'll happen is he'll... He'll play video games during class because he has 2 monitors. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to take a quick break and I'll see you guys in about 3 minutes. Oh, thank you for the lurk. Yeah, I'm looking at these watch bands and I don't know which one I like. I've got like 6 of them open. I've got this one looks too... Also, I don't remember which one I need. I have a Pixel. Android 20mm. I don't like that one. This one's kind of cool. I don't know if I like that one. Oh, I don't like that. I have that one. Can I wash these? Like, if I can wash these. Hold on. Because they're getting dirty. Oh. Oh, avoid oils and lotions. If you wear the same one, it'll wear out. Okay. So I might be able to wash them, but I might get another one just in case. Okay, do I want a tie-dyed one? Oh, this is a tie-dyed, like, galaxy. I've got a spider web one, and then just like a galaxy. What do I want, guys? I don't want that one, but I also kind of want this one. I don't think I want that one as much. I have bracelet charms, but... I can get a lanyard, though. Oh, they only have like a few lanyards. And none of them are good. The only downside... Ugh, they're so expensive. I may hold off on getting a new watch band, yeah. I'm gonna hold off on it. I'm gonna try washing the ones I have and see if that'll do it, if that'll fix it. Sometimes elastic just needs to be washed and... It says to do it in the washer on cold and then let it air dry. So I might do that. I might just throw those to the wash. Or hand wash them by... I might just hand wash them. The only problem with hand washing is I don't really have liquid detergent. So if I have to use like... Well, I can use my wool wash. I do have liquid detergent. It's just meant for delicate stuff. Yeah, I think I will... I might wash them on my next break. The idea is you're supposed to like cycle through them every couple of days. so they don't get worn out easily, but I really like my rainbow one. I have a couple bracelets that are also kind of warped and gross. It says to avoid using lotions and oils, but I actually try and keep the lotion away from the watch. So. I think this is turning out really pretty. I was a little hesitant about using this pattern, but this is what was picked. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's nice to not have a deadline or have like a project I need to get done. I do have a blanket I need to work on. But I can always put this down, the shawl down, and work on the blanket. Who would like to watch me make bracelets? Because I might switch to that here in a little bit. Actually, I could do that while I watch wrestling. Make myself some bracelets. I'll do that during wrestling. Give my hands a break. I've been crocheting since like 10 o'clock this morning. Actually, I did a few stitches on this before I went to work. I want to say, like, I say went to work as if I didn't just work. I went to teach crochet classes, which I do get paid for. So I guess I should say that much. I do get paid to teach my crochet classes. So. I do teach my crochet classes. I get paid for that. I'm excited for my check when I get it. So, just turn the project. Yeah, this is looking really pretty, actually. That was the one thing I was gonna look at buying while I was at the yarn store today. And I absolutely forgot because my brain was just super duper eepy. And I was in line and somebody's like, hey, I forgot the class. We have somebody here who thought the class started at noon and it started at 10. Can we have them come to tomorrow's class? I was like, no, there are too many people already in tomorrow's class. And we're already in the second session. And she was like, oh, I was like, she can show up to the next week and it'll be fine. But I am going to look up something on Amazon. I did not buy the watch bands, but I can look and see if... I just need a 20 watch band for Android. Oh, I can get socks bands on Amazon, and they'll be here on Monday. This one's kind of cool. They have the one I was looking for. Add to my cart. Anyway. That's good to know. They're a little bit more expensive on Amazon, but it's fine. Okay. Blocking wires. I'm looking for blocking wires, not blocking... So wires and T-pins. Oh. How does this... I don't know how blocking wires work. I would have to look up how blocking wires work specifically. These are 36 inches long. Those are 25 feet. How does this work? Nitpicks, blocking wires, and T-pins. I don't really need the T-pins, but what did the T... Hold on. How to use blocking wires. Because, okay, if I'm going to be making... I don't want a video. I have blocking mats, I have pins, I have...
Should be played at high volume.
Okay, Internet, please tell me how to use. They're all for knitting, people. I don't care if it's for knitting. Just... And there's a video. There's a video. Fuck. All right. Wires are useful anywhere you want a straight edge. Okay, so blocking wires are better for straight edges or combs. This shawl has straight edges. Because I've noticed it gives like a little weird... Okay. This says use rust-proof T-pins. I don't care. I don't need... I know how to do this with T-pins, people. I know how to T-pins. Please, can somebody... You know what? You know what we're gonna have to do here? We're gonna have to look at a video. I'm gonna mute it, though. Sorry, I'm distracted. My meds have not kicked back in. When? I don't care when. I want to see how this friggin' works. 7-minute video and 3 minutes of it are talking about when to use them. That's great. I would like to know how to use them. Okay, there's a video here. We are watching this video because I want to. If I'm blocking shawls, I know that blocking wires are better for shawls, but people who do crochet, they don't. So you just weave it. You just weave it so it makes a straight edge. And then you use the pins to hold the wires in place. That explains what I needed to fucking know. How do you keep the wires in place? You run the wire and then you just run the pins. And then if you're just doing a straight edge, how do you do a straight edge with these blocking wires? This is a 6-year-old video, but oh, she's using combs. I don't have enough. So she uses, yeah, the pins make the little crescents, and I don't like that. So she's using the combs. The combs are fine. So you use the combs with the wires. Perfect. That answered my question. I don't need T-pins. Sorry, I'm so annoyed. I have knit blockers. I just wanted blocking wires. That's music wire. I have blocking combs. Blocking combs are great. I have rust-proof T-pins. I have knit blockers, but I kind of want more combs. And I want... One second. Work call. Sorry about that. Again, work call. I need a notepad. I need a notebook real quick. I don't know how I'm going to do this without it being on camera, TBH. But I need to keep, actually, I'll just write it over here. You guys can't see it. I need to write down, I have to take notes every day of my calls.
In your general direction.
That's for my leadership meeting. I use like a little notepad and it helps me stay on track. But I do need to have notes from the calls I'm taking. So I'm going to check my call log. Sorry guys. This is, yeah, so that's, I crop that screenshot for later. Oh, hi. I didn't even hear the alert because I had the sound turned down because I was taking a call. I need to check my phone logs. History. Today is 1/20/24. She called at 2:37. Okay. Why you have been mad? Yes, I did. I did finish the cardigan. Let me finish what I'm doing right this second. Sorry. My humidifier is low on water, so I'll have to get water on my break. Then 327. Sorry. So I did finish the cardigan. Sorry, I have to keep. I need to move this back. I can't show you guys because HIPAA. Even though there's no names on this, I have to keep notes of the on-call. That the calls I'm taking for on-call. So, but yeah, I did finish the cardigan. It's behind me in this pile. It was. I finished it on Monday last week. This past week, I finished it on Monday, but buy these and so I did finish the cardigan. I need to ship it out. I have not shipped them out yet. Which I know sounds absolutely terrible. I finished it on Monday and I haven't shipped it out, but I have been so damn busy. I've been so damn busy all week with work stuff that I have not had time to sit down and like package it up and send it to my mom to get it ready to send to my mom. All right, what do I have here? Oh, that's misleading. So I did finish the cardigan. I've been so busy. I've tried to stream this week and I'm still on call this weekend, but I'm on call, but I'm not the first person on call. Unfortunately, in group home settings, sometimes you're, on call. My old job, I was on call 24/7. This place, because I'm not a frontline supervisor, I'm higher up. I don't have to be on call 24/7, and even our frontline supervisors aren't on call 24/7. They have weekends off, and then they rotate what weekends they're on call. What I am is the consult for on-call. So if the on-call supervisor has a question, they call me, and they've called me twice today. And they keep apologizing every time. It's like the stuff they're asking are pretty simple things. Like one of them I can talk about because it's not client related was one of our residents is at her mom's for until like 6:30 tonight, and the staff for the afternoon had something come up and is going to be an hour late for work, but there's no resident home. So they're like, is it okay? I wanted to make sure it was okay that like she can come in an hour late because she had having car troubles. It's like, yeah, absolutely. If there's nobody there, that's perfectly fine. Like, it's not going to put us out of ratio or anything. So, but I've been so busy at work all week. I have the stuff done. The cardigan's done. The hat is done. I can grab the hat and show you. The cardigan's a little bit harder to grab, but everything for the commission is done. I started this shawl. I want to say I started it on Wednesday. I was going to stream Wednesday night, and then I've just been so tired because I've been getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning every day. this week, and I'd get home and by 3 o'clock my meds are worn off and I'm exhausted. And then I had classes start this week. I have worked on some of my homework. I was complaining earlier that I have a mountain of reading to do, but I know I'm a fast reader, so it's not going to take me as long as I think to do my homework, do my readings. But I did finish the cardigan. Cardigan's done. It's sitting behind me. I can grab the hat if you're interested in seeing that, because that's also right behind me. But I told my mom last week, I was like, I'll have it shipped out by Friday, and then Friday rolls around and I text her to go. So I've been eyebrow deep in shit at work. Yeah, so there was another work text. The person I'm chatting with who's on call, I've already got a text message going. So I am settled into the job, yes. So I think you missed it because I finished the cardigan on stream on Monday, so you probably weren't here, but I did get offered stability in the position. I had mentioned that over the weekend that I was waiting on basically an offer, but I am stable and have a position, and I'm still considered a float, but for now I'm in residential. My pay does reflect that, and I don't have to work direct care. It's the biggest thing. But I've been on site all week. Hydrate. Aha! Aha! Ha! Ah! It's the same bottle from last weekend, but I do have water on my desk. So, do have water. Clear that I did that. So, I did get a pay increase. I have stability in my job. I was on site all week. They asked everybody in like management last night. They sent an email out like, who can work overtime this weekend? How's Miss Cozy? Today's her last day of antibiotics, but she's doing better. She did have an accident in the kitchen last night, but part of that was my partner has been sick. Mr. Disco has been sick this week, so he didn't have a chance to take her out. So it didn't like smell or anything besides like normal pee. So that's a good sign. But she's doing better. But like I said, she had an accident in the kitchen. We prefer that she's having accidents in the kitchen than any place else in the house, actually. Which sounds bad. Like, hey, we would prefer that she wasn't having accidents, but the kitchen is preferable. The kitchen or the bathroom, or the entryway. Or the kitchen, the bathrooms, or the entryway are where we would prefer that she has her accidents, because they are vinyl flooring. They're not carpeted, basically. They're either that or they're tiled, and they're not. The gist of it is there's no carpet, and it's harder to clean pee out of carpet because the smell lingers. We get the smell out. We use like an enzyme spray to kill the smell and the bacteria and stuff. But if she pees on the vinyl flooring or whatever flooring we have in our laminate flooring, whatever flooring that's not carpet we have, all we have to do is wipe it up with a paper towel and then run over it with some like Clorox spray. Yeah, or the bed. Really don't want her peeing on the bed. But that's the point. Like, if she's gonna have the accidents, she has learned that we don't get as upset and frustrated. We never yell at her for it. We just get really frustrated and loud. Like, just like, oh my fucking God, type of thing. And she kind of caught on that if she does that in the kitchen, we actually just go, oh, well, she peed in the house again. And then we just grab the roll of paper towel and start wiping it up. So she has learned that she doesn't elicit the everybody bitching if she pees on the floor in the kitchen. So, but she's been doing better. Like I said, she had an accident yesterday, but my partner didn't get her out in time. So that's what it is. She's been doing really good. She's been feeling better is the big key here. She's feeling better. But yeah, she hasn't peed on the bed. Thank God. Knock on wood. And yes, my desk is wood. I always say knock on wood and then I knock on my desk. But she's been pretty good about not doing it any place but the kitchen. On the kitchen floor in front of the fridge. Which is interesting because we'll round the corner to get into the kitchen and we'll look down and there's a giant puddle of pee. And it's like, well. And then we've been keeping the paper towel right there. How's the cat? Good. She hasn't been to the vet yet. I know you're going to ask that. She hasn't been to the vet yet. Part of that is because I haven't had time. I have phone calls I have to make for my own health insurance that I haven't had a chance to make. So I'm going to make those phone calls Monday. Because my state insurance is saying I didn't do my renewal, even though I did my renewal. So I need to call them and be like, yo, what is going on here? Because I have confirmation that I did these things. So, but the cat's doing good. She was kind of annoying the other day. I don't know what her problem was. Sometimes she gets like clingy. I think part of it has been that I've been gone so much this week. So she's been super clingy and I haven't been feeling good. Dude, I want to say Thursday was the worst day of the week for me. We did not record our podcast this week, which worked out because what ended up happening is I messaged my podcast host because normally on Thursdays I have my outline pretty much done. Like Thursday, I'll send her the outline, and at like, I want to say it was like 2:00 in the afternoon, I texted her or I messaged her on Discord because that's how we talk, and I was like, hey, the outline might be like I might not get it done until like right before we record, and she's just like, you know, would it be easier if we just skip this week? Because I told her, I was like, we are eyebrow deep in relicensing, so that's been going on. We have the state coming in on Tuesday. So one of the houses was supposed to have a city inspection on Friday, so yesterday. That didn't happen because I was asked, hey, is everything ready, or do you want to push it back a week? Because we have the option to do that. I was like, just push it back a week. But we have the state coming in to look at all of the files and the sites and stuff on Tuesday, and they'll be here the rest of the week. So we've been like eyebrow deep in bullshit, trying to sort everything out and making sure it's correct for when the state shows up. That's why this past week has been a little bit hectic, is because we're trying to get basically our ass in order for the state, which I have my own complaints about that. Like, we should have been in order regardless. Like, we should always be in order. Yes, they found her. She's out of the home for a few weeks. So, I can't talk much more about it, but yeah, they did. They found her. She's been at the hospital. I saw her for like 5 minutes on Thursday. So that's all good. That's not a problem for at least until the middle of February. So I don't have to, out of my sight, out of my mind. I've just been deep in files and spreadsheets. If I look at another goddamn spreadsheet. Like, Monday, I worked from home before I started to stream, and then I streamed for 6 hours on Monday. But I also did my taxes on, I think it was Monday or Sunday or Monday. I did my taxes this past week. And if I had known I was going to be staring at Google spreadsheets for a week straight, I probably would have held off on my taxes. And I'm still not done with my taxes. Still not done with them. I still have more to do. Because when I did, I'm not, like, I don't have all of my work tax stuff. I'm still waiting on W-2s. And they technically have another 11 days to get them to me. Or to send them out. They have to be postmarked by the last day of January. So I haven't done my actual taxes yet, but I started them because I have all my business stuff for the most part. Except when I did my math, I didn't add my income from pattern sales. So I need to go through and adjust my Ravelry and my Ribbler sales reports into my taxes. As far as my state taxes go, so I have until February 5th to report my sales tax stuff to the state of Minnesota. That does not, like, my Ravelry and my Ribbler are not part of that tax calculation. It's only my in-person sales and my it's basically only my in-person sales. My Ko-fi sales don't count either, because all these online places automatically take sales tax for me. So it's all of my in-person sales. I have to collect sales tax. So I needed to do that reporting. So that's what I mean by, like, doing my business taxes. I did that. But I haven't looked at the pattern sales, but I think I'm only going to be in the red by like $100 this year, which is my second year of operating as an LLC, and I'm really impressed by that. People are like, you should always be in the black. Except your first 3 years of operating as like an LLC, you are going to operate at a loss. So, I think considering the year before I was like $1,300 in the red, this year only being like $150, and that wouldn't have happened if I didn't buy all that wool at the end of the year. But yeah, everything is good and work is good. It's just been busy and tiring. Didn't help that I had a bit of a stomach issue going on Thursday, but I am on call this weekend. I'm basically school. School is interesting. We are using this new thing called Flipgrid, and I had to record a 2-minute video answering a question, and I did that, but a classmate responded to me and said they couldn't hear the audio. So I have to re-record my 2-minute video, which is really frustrating. So I will have to do that tomorrow. I have till tomorrow night to turn it in. So I'll just re-record it tomorrow. I'll probably re-record it before I leave for the day tomorrow, because it'll take me, again, it's a 2-minute video. I don't have to edit anything. I just have to record my thoughts on the question. And then I have a journal that I have to get started. So I basically have to make a Google Doc for an ongoing journal. That is the assignment. That will take me 5 minutes, if that, not even. It might take me less than that. So I have to do that. I can do that tonight when I lay down for the night, like when I get on my computer for the evening. And then, yeah, I have reading to do. I have about 150 pages of reading to do. Plus, I need to find a dissertation in practice to analyze and start reading that. The readings I have to do before class on Monday are the problem. And I think my plan is, because I don't use regular books. I don't use regular books because I can't read regular books anymore with my disability. I use a Kindle, and I can load up all of my readings for school onto my Kindle. So I can do that tomorrow, start reading some of them tomorrow night, and then read the rest of them Monday at work. Like, I'll take a lunch break or something and then sit down, or when I have a free few minutes, I can do some of my readings. So that is the plan for school. Everything else is good. We have to do our VLC meetings. We're doing those on Thursdays. Yes, I am. And I'm teaching crochet classes right now. I ran down everything I'm doing, and somebody just looked at me and they're like, what the hell? How are you surviving? And I'm going to give the worst thing that happened. Like, yesterday was a bad example of just how exhausted I've been. I stopped at a coffee shop on my way to work yesterday. I got the largest coffee they had, which was a large. And it was a mocha, so it had espresso in it and sugar. I drank that in like an hour's time because I was just like trying to mainline this caffeine. Then I had an energy drink, which has 200 milligrams of caffeine in it. And following that, I have these little powder mixes that are flavored that have 200 milligrams of caffeine in them that I can mix into a bottle of water. I had that. And then I had another large coffee from a different cafe, which was a pumpkin mocha, so again, more espresso. And I got home, and I laid down, and I took a nap. I want to repeat that. I had an energy drink, pre-workout mixed into water, and 2 large coffees that were espresso based. And I got home, plus my stimulants that I take. But then I got home and I laid down and took a nap. My partner was like, we need to stop eating out so much because he got some health news. He found out he's pre-diabetic and has high cholesterol, so he wants to eat at home more and eat more healthier things, which is great. But I looked at him when I woke up from my little nap yesterday and was like, not cooking dinner. I'm too tired. And he looked at me and he went, okay, what do you want to order? So we had Indian food for dinner last night, and I have leftover Indian food for dinner tonight. So I like looked at him and was like, I don't want to go grocery shopping. I don't want to go cook. I don't feel good. I just want to lay here. I went to bed at like 11 o'clock last night. Normally on like Friday nights and Saturday nights, I don't, even on regular nights, I don't get to bed till like midnight, 1 o'clock. But last night, I went to bed at 11. I was awake at 8 this morning. I've been getting up at 6 in the morning, but I was awake at 8 o'clock this morning. A little bit earlier than I wanted to be. My alarm was set for 9 because my classes were at 10. But being up at 8 was nice because I was able to do some stuff. I should pre-make food. When? No, we're going to start doing that. We're going to start doing that. And I bought myself, I stopped at a restaurant, like a fast food place on my way home and got lunch today. I stopped at this fast food place. So here in the Midwest in the United States, we have a place called Culver's. And Culver's, they're famous for their frozen custard and their butter burgers. And their burgers fried in butter. They're great. Except I don't want the butter burger from Culver's. I wanted a salad. They have, and I mentioned this earlier, they have a cranberry bacon blue cheese salad that has has grilled chicken on it. And I get it with raspberry vinaigrette. So it's a really good salad, and it's a nice filling salad. And I've been craving it all week. So I stopped and got it today because I drove past the Culver's. But I had like the most Midwestern moment ever. Again, being at Culver's did not help this moment. But I'm sitting there in the drive-thru and I'm ordering my salad, and I'm looking at the menu, and I see at the top they're advertising this frozen hot chocolate flavored concrete mixer that has like little mini marshmallows in it. I was like, oh, let me get one of them too. I sounded so Midwestern, and I hated myself for that. But it tasted great. I got a small, because my blood work came back, and I'm not pre-diabetic, and I don't have high cholesterol. So I felt fine. Let me look at row 11. Are we on row 11? Yes. So we are going to pre-make food. The one thing is he's been getting better about eating, like, he eats like canned fish, which is good for his heart because it's got like the good oils, and rice. So I told him, you know, maybe start putting in a couple veggies with that. So that's what he's going to start doing. But I'm fine. It's not my problem. But we are going to start eating a little bit healthier, and we're going to make some stuff at home. But yeah, he will do the pre-making of the food because he's really good about doing that. I think we've decided we might just be eating separate from now on, or at least not eating dinner together. Because he's been complaining that he eats too heavy when he first wakes up, and I'm like, that has nothing to do with your health, but okay. Love him, but that's not how that works. And he also doesn't like eating snack food, and I do snack on things. But like, I've told him multiple times, because he's complained about, like, you bring so much snack food in the house. Yeah, bring it in the house for me. You don't have to f***ing eat it. But I almost went to a fancy donut place after my classes today. Somebody had mentioned a donut place called Ufta Donuts, and it's owned by a bakery that's next door to it. And it's on my way home, so part of me was like, I should stop and get donuts, and then the other part of me was like, I want a salad. So I'm going to stop and get donuts tomorrow because I need to go get gas. And it's cheaper to get gas in that suburb than it is in my suburb. Ooh, yummy. I like a good Boston cream donut, but this place has like cereal donuts and stuff. And I kind of want to try those out. Like, I'm really intrigued by these like cereal donuts. So I'm gonna swing by and see what they have. I'll see if my partner wants me to get him some donuts. But like last night, he told me all this stuff yesterday about the health thing while I was at work. And I was like, tonight we'll talk about it. And then last night happened. I was like, I'm too tired. My brain is soup. Cannot do anything. It's kind of like Crumble donuts. It's called Ufta, but we do order from Crumble cookies sometimes. We don't do it very often because those are really expensive cookies. It's like $20 for 4 cookies. So they have basic donuts and other stuff. I was looking on their website, but I'm gonna go check them out. Yeah, Crumble cookies are expensive. Well, if you've never had them, like it's like $20 for 4 cookies. The cookies are like this big. The cookies are huge. And so, like, they're huge. And a cookie is 4 servings. A Crumble cookie is a 4-serving cookie. But we don't order from them that often just because it's so expensive. It's just so goddamn expensive. And I can't do, so weirdly, for somebody who eats a lot of snacks, I don't eat a lot of super sweet things. They hurt my teeth. So we don't order from Crumble because what ends up happening is we'll buy the cookies and I'll eat like one and then I won't eat the rest. That's literally what it is like I will eat the cookie and then I won't eat the rest of it because it's too sweet. So we just stopped buying Crumble cookies. And we'll probably, like, that's why I'm saying, like, we could do this, I accidentally clicked on something. So we might just do, like, I might try this donut for myself. Because if he doesn't want to eat stuff like that because he's trying to, like, make his health better and lose weight, then I will buy them and hide them in my office. We'll just buy them and hide them in here. How did my credit score go down? You're serious? You're kidding me. I'm not using enough credit. My credit score, oh my god. So I track my credit score because I'm trying to fix it after years of mental health stuff ruining my credit. And my ex-husband. A little bit of both. And my credit score dropped 30 points because I've paid off things. I've been trying to pay things off. And apparently that's bad for your credit. Like, hate that. Whatever. So bad. I smell somebody in my apartment building cooking something. Or I smell my partner cooking something. It smells like my partner is cooking something. So, anyway, it has been an hour since I took a break. So I'm going to step aside, and grab, take a break and stuff. So I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I had to use the bathroom too. I also filled my humidifier up. So apparently my humidifier has been running since last night, but it was only running on like regular, like level 1 mist. So it wasn't working as well. And then I turned it on 4 and it ran continuously. So I have it set up so that it'll go for a few hours. My partner was asleep, so he wasn't making food. It was somebody in the hallway with food. So, which is fine. Yeah, I had to take a break. Ordered some stuff off Amazon. Stuff on Amazon that should be here before I finish this shawl. I want to block it. But I've never blocked with wires before. So that's there'll be a new experience. I watched a video on it. Let me do not disturb. Is there a way to turn off the do not disturb for like hours? I've been going for 2.5. So that'll carry me through. Chain. I'm trying to get this shawl to work up as fast as I can so I can justify buying more of this yarn. This is the first time I've used this brand of yarn. It's like a no-name brand off Amazon. But I've got to say, I've got some opinions about it. So these type of yarn cakes, these gradient yarn cakes, are really popular, and you can buy them from Hobby. He was not cooking. It was a neighbor. The closer I got to my front door when I was using the bathroom, the more I could smell it, and he's asleep. So, he's asleep. So, it could be just my neighbors across the way cooking something, or somebody was carrying some food down the hallway. So, no, he's not. This shawl is for me. This is for me. This is not a commission. This is not... I know I need to work on the blanket. We'll start working on the blanket once I finish this, but this is for me. This is a personal project. Again, this year the goal was more personal projects. So it is absolutely not a commission. And I wanted to try out this yarn because I found this brand of yarn on Amazon. And I wanted to give it a try. So, yeah, we're going to give it a try. Well, I've been trying it. I'm 22 rows into a project with it. But this is absolutely for me. I'm debating if I'm going to do something a little differently than I usually do with this pattern. Which is doing an edging up here because it's not going to have the gradient like it should if I do that. So, we'll see. We'll see how I feel. But, nope, not a commission. I do like this yarn too. And let me talk about it. So these gradient yarn cakes are really popular. And there are 3 brands of them that are popular. So there's these. These ones are... this brand is not popular. This brand I've never heard of. And then when I found it, I was like, oh, it's very similar to the others. Let me try it. So this is Mia yarn in their Leo line. Hobby Mia. Leo. I've never heard of this brand before in my life. Yet I bought it because I did some looking at the description and I wanted to give it a try. These type of cakes are popular. There's the Sheep's Whirl, which was like the first of them. The Hobby Twister, which Sheep's Whirl you can get on Amazon or you can get from basically any place that sells sheep's yarn. It's a high-end brand. The Sheep's Whirls on Amazon are about $30 for one cake. The Hobby Twisters are about $25 for one cake. Then there's the Yarn Art, which are very popular because they're a more affordable version, and those are about $20 a cake. I found this one for $12. And it's the same fiber content. It's the same concept, the way they work. It's a 4-ply stranded yarn. But it's $12. And you say, well, maybe they don't have colors. They have like 70 color options. So probably going to keep using this brand because it's inexpensive and they have some really pretty colors. They have one that is a white to black gradient. So really tempted to do that unlurk. I don't have an unlurk. Thank you. So, hey, how's the blanket going? But this yarn is really pretty. And like I said, I got it on Amazon for like $12. And it's the same length as the other cakes I was talking about. Same fiber type. It's cotton and acrylic. And it's, you know, feels the same. I will say it's actually plied better than some of the other yarn. So I'm actually enjoying it quite a bit. That's good. 4 or 5 rows is really good, especially on a blanket. Speaking of blankets, I have a granny square. It's not like a traditional granny square pattern that I wrote up for National Granny Square Day. I need to tweak it a little bit because I discovered some issues that I made with the initial design. They're easy tweaks. I could do them without having to test out the pattern. That being said, would people like me to release this square on my website? It would be a free thing. I wouldn't be charging for it. So just throwing that out there if people are interested in it. I can tidy up the pattern sometime. I don't know when. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea when I would have time to sit down and tidy it up. And I would have to test it, of course. But I have that, and I have a cowl pattern that would also be free on my website that I need to get done. So I can do that. I can tidy that up. Those up this week. Not this week. I'm lying. When I have a free weekend, I will have time to tidy them up. So probably around Thanksgiving. Or no. Around spring break. I would have time. So I'll figure it out, though. I'll figure out when I have time to do this. It won't be this week. Just because the relicensing thing at work is going insane. Sorry, it's a work thing. Okay. Now. Oh. 4 or 5 rows is still really good, yeah. Ooh, just cracked my neck. Yeah. Yeah, crocheting goes really fast. I know people who knit who say things take longer, so. I've only been working on this shawl, since Wednesday, and I haven't really worked on it until today. So. And I'm already like pretty decently big. Ah, catching the yarn. I did buy blocking wires. Have emails. I don't know what email I have. Oh yeah. That makes a hell of a difference. Oh, I did that wrong. I did that wrong. Hold on. Huh. Helps if I read the pattern. Or pay attention, I guess is the better. Okay, what is this email I have? Not my problem. So we're on 13. Should be able to get into the next color soon. There's part of me that wants to make some bracelets, though, here in a little bit. And like I said, I haven't done that on stream yet, so it depends on what you guys think. If you guys are okay with me making bracelets on stream, I wouldn't mind doing it. I'll just change the tags on things, but I can do that. Yeah, so it depends on, so the blankets depend on a few things. It depends on like what pattern and what stitch you're using. If you're using like a chevron or a corner to corner or, you know, something like that, those work up way faster than the bullshit I'm doing. I have a blanket that I really need to work on. My goal is, once I finish this shawl, I want to have another shawl just to rotate in and out of my collection for wearing. I'm going to then work on the blanket. Yeah. Double crochet is a taller stitch, so it works up quicker. The blanket I'm doing right now is, it also, the way it works is a little bit different. It's a center out blanket. So I'm trying to, you know, make a queen size blanket with 3-weight yarn and a 4mm hook. If you're doing like a blanket with chenille blanket yarn and a 10mm hook, you can finish that in a couple of days. So it just really depends on a few things, but I'm going to put my heating pad on. But yes, I will be pulling out the blanket when I finish this shawl. So I'm more than halfway done with the blanket, but I do need to, one, it's too warm in my apartment, but Oh wait, I'm sitting here like, oh, when is the yarn going to change? It already did. So when I go to the next row, I have to adjust my row counter a little bit. I wish I could adjust it. Hold on, let me see if I can. No, it's what it is. So I'm trying to avoid using the tens unit, and I'm trying to avoid taking the muscle relaxers. Even though it's almost 5 o'clock at night. It's 4:30. I do have to shower tonight at some point. Oh, so part of one of the things that I'm a little annoyed about right now, this yarn, is I didn't know if it was going to be the type that splits easily, and it's actually quite the opposite. So I'm running it through a bead, and normally I don't run it through a bead. Normally I run it through a stitch marker, and I regret doing a bead because I can't just like slide it off. With a stitch marker, I can just unhook it, but gotta deal with it. I can take the bead off if I cut and rejoin the yarn somewhere, but I don't feel like doing that. So for yarn like this, because it's threads, it's 4 threads held together, so I can show you. They're just threads. Normally other yarn cakes that are like this, the threads come undone and they tangle on each other, and then the individual threads knot. Running it through the bead smooths them out and gives it some weight. So it makes it easier and less tangled. I've never worked with this brand of yarn before, so I was using the bead just in case it was the type to tangle easily, but it's actually been the easiest of this type of yarn I've ever worked with, so I don't need the bead. Like I said, I usually do a stitch marker. Yeah. And it also, if you're doing 2-stranded stuff, using a bead or something to hold it together is a good idea. I would say just use a stitch marker, because if you find that you don't need it, you can take the stitch marker off easy. I cannot take this bead off until I'm done. So it's a trick that a lot of people don't really know. There's a few tricks out there that, like, I pull them out because they're old school tricks and people are like, oh, hey, I've never heard of that. So that's one of them, is just running this type of yarn through a bead. Some Etsy dyers who do cakes like this will actually provide a bead for you to do that. Yeah. So what I usually do, not for these type of yarns, this type of yarn, I don't need to do it as much because it has a center start. I just ball up my yarn before I use it. And actually, before we start the blanket, I do need to make an octopus. We might do the octopus tomorrow, so I can take a break from this. But I usually just ball up my yarn like this, because I use a yarn bowl like this. So I put the yarn in it and it rolls around. So that's why I ball it up. I also ball it up because it gives me an opportunity to see if there are any imperfections. Yeah. If it helps with your tension, do what works. But I just... with these cakes, I don't necessarily have to do it as much, but other things, like, at some point, I need to take these 2 balls of yarn and ball them up into balls so I can make an octopus out of them. So that will probably be something I do tonight or tomorrow. So, I don't know. I want to make bracelets so bad. That's my thing. The only problem with making a bracelet... no.
Don't forget to take your medications.
No, I don't use a winder. I own a winder. I actually own 2 winders. So I own a couple of yarn winding things. I do own a yarn Swift. Yeah, I'll talk about it. I don't like yarn cakes unless they're ones like this. If they're gradient cakes like this and they come already caked, I will use them. But anything bigger than that, like the mandala bonus bundles and stuff, I will ball them up by hand into balls. I don't like working out of cakes because when you get to about the outer side of it, it starts to collapse into itself and gives like some problems in terms of, you know, tension and stuff like that. So I don't typically like working from a cake. So that's why I don't use a yarn winder. I do use a yarn bowl. So having balls of yarn that can roll around in the bowl helps my tension the most. Why can't I work from the outside of the cake? I mean, the cakes also take up more room. And I just don't like working from cakes. And the cakes don't roll like they should. They don't roll like a ball. So, and it would take more work for me to set up I don't even think my yarn winders fit on my desk at this point. I know my old yarn Swift doesn't. So yeah. It's just a personal preference. So I just prefer not to use yarn cakes unless they're like, if they come like this with the gradient. This one had like a little tab that you can pull to just start it. It had like a easy start thing. So that is a little different, where it was like a little bit more reasonable. So, but I do have a yarn Swift. A lot of people don't have that. I didn't grab it. Well, I'm not going to grab it. It's behind stuff. So this pointy thing behind me is a yarn Swift. Yeah, you can like, whatever works for you. But I have a yarn Swift, and a yarn Swift is more important for me than a yarn winder. Most people, if they're going to buy hand-dyed stuff, like fancy wool and stuff, you need to have a yarn Swift. A Swift, you can get an umbrella one that opens up. Mine's also an umbrella Swift. You can get one that clamps to your table or not, but yarn, when they come in hanks, So if you're not buying expensive yarn, this is generally not a piece of equipment you need. But yarn can come twisted in a hank, and when you untwist it and open it up, it'll open up into a giant loop of yarn, just big giant loop of just yarn. And you need to either have a yarn swift or there's a couple ways of doing it, but a yarn swift is your easiest because it opens up like an umbrella and you can put the yarn on it and then you pull the end and you either ball it up or you use a yarn winder to make it into a cake. I just prefer to ball it up because it's actually less fussy for me to ball it up and it takes me about 10 minutes. Where using the yarn winder actually hurts my arm and my hand because I have wrist issues. So, have I been doing this correct? I have been, and I just effed it up. Anyways, so there are preferences. That being said, if you don't have a yarn swift and you happen to buy yarn that comes in a hank, and obviously you don't have the piece of equipment, there are some solutions to the problem that don't cost money, generally. First one is if you've got a friend or a family member or a kid who is willing to sit there with their arms like this, holding that loop open, you can ball it up off their hands. If you don't have that, you can drape it over your neck and do it like this. Yeah, see, if it hurts your shoulders, don't do it. And the last thing is you could drape it over the back of a computer chair that spins and just do it that way. All right, I have a work call. One sec. Hello, there we go. Sorry about that. Again, work calls. And then I get a work email. Why is Emily working on the weekend? Whatever. I have a meeting at 8:30 in the morning and then at 9 o'clock on Monday. But yeah, that was a interesting call. Like, hey, what's going on with this? Always fun. But yeah, balling up something, if doing something hurts, don't do it. I can ball up yarn faster, and doing a yarn winder hurts my hands, so I just don't do it. But I do have one. I think my desk is too thick for it, so I would have to do it in a different part of my apartment. So I've had the yarn store I work at, when I had to get yarn for a sample, I've had them use the electric winder to ball it up. But that was a little bit of a different situation. It's because it would have taken me like an hour and a half to ball up all the yarn. And the yarn winder at the yarn store took like 15 minutes for all of it, so. Because it's all electric. It's all like electric and automated, so. Yeah. But if you're not working with, like, if you're not working with yarn cakes or yarn hanks, you don't need that. Or if you go to a fancy yarn store and do indulge in expensive yarn, just have them ball it up for you. It's not the best for the yarn. So I've talked about this on stream, but it's been like 6 months since I've had this discussion. You really should not cake your yarn or ball it up until you are ready to use it. Because what it happens is it tightens the fibers and stretches them. And nothing bad's gonna happen, but it can affect the final product. Because your yarn will be a little distorted. So until you are like absolutely ready to use it, I wouldn't ball it up yet. There are people who cake their yarn and then display it on pegboards. And I'm just like, I'm not doing that. It's not good for the yarn. It's not good for the fibers because it stretches the fibers. The only exception to that is like cotton. Cotton you can do that with. You can do it with acrylic. It'll stretch them some, but depending on the acrylic, it might be good for it to be stretched. But yeah, it can be problematic. So leave your yarn in whatever form it comes in until you are ready to use it. But if you're just pulling some off the ball and then working with it, it's fine. Because it comes when it's like in a cake or in a skein or whatever, it's much looser. So the fibers are relaxed. When you tighten it up, it stretches them. People don't know that. I'm doing this wrong, but I also can't bring myself to care. It's for me. And I've already done like half of a row. But yeah, just do what makes sense for your body. That was one of the things I told my class today. I was like, if what you were doing is hurting, stop. Pain is a sign to make a change. Unless you have chronic pain, then it's your body just telling you stop. And you're like, well, what am I stopping? And your body's just like, stop. I have chronic pain, so... But, like, if I'm crocheting for too long and my hands start to hurt, I take that as a sign of, okay, this is where it's time to stop. But today has been pretty good. I haven't had to take my pain med yet. So, we'll see how long I actually go for today. Because my neck is giving me a few issues. I just advised, so the call I got was, hey, we have a staff who had an emergency, but nobody can come in. I was like, hey, call the staff at this house because they need hours. Always fun. It used to be when I was on call, I'd have to call like strange people and have them come work, and I don't have to do that. I just have to consult. So my consult today was, oh, people at this house probably need hours. Call them. I guess I should stress I am getting paid to be on call. So. Dog is laying down in the hallway, not next to me, or next to me. So I have the dog visiting. Oh, excuse me. I do wish I didn't do single crochet for this pattern for here. And I wish I had put that stitch marker in properly, but here we are. Oh, my nose is killing me. This one, I did do this wrong, but I'm not going to go back and fix it for what I did. As long as I do it the same way consistently, it'll be fine. Oh, that's how I'm going to do it. An easy answer, sure. I don't care. Not my money to spend. No. Bad philosophy, but at the same time, it's like we need people, so. Ooh. Oh, let's see what it says. How do I add? How do I stop these messages? Okay.
Oh yeah. Are we talking about losing control? I'm gonna show you how we lose control, baby. Watch this. Look, Marty Mark. Watch the way I start up. I've been going hard, but I can go way harder. Every beat I'm on, yeah, you know that I slaughter. And I'm always looking gorgeous, chilling with somebody's daughter. Yeah, she loving me. Say she love the way my chain sit and contemplate. And of course it says my name if you wanna wait. To let you know who's finna blow. Always win and check the scope. I'm only losing.
But you can see, you guys look, you can see this like beautiful little gradient that's happening here. I'm really liking it. So I think I'm gonna take a break in a little bit here, and then when I come back, we're gonna do bracelets. Maybe. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do for my bracelets here. I have so many. I did not buy any more of those. Anyway. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. I might do that. I'm gonna do this. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here because my neck is starting to hurt quite a bit. That's kind of where I'm at like this. Is my neck is really giving me some issues. And so is my stomach. There's a good chance. Oh, I had my nose. The next song. Oh. Then we do we're on 5. Turn this. That's so bad because like a lot of streamers go for 10 hours, between 6 and 10 hours, and I'm like 3.5, 4 is like my max. I am going to end things here. I did a whole repeat today. Got 2 colors changes in. I'm going to end today. For today. I'm not feeling good. I'm very tired. I want to go lay down and kind of rest. So I will catch you guys tomorrow around 3 o'clock Central Time. It's currently 5 o'clock Central, so 2 hours earlier than it is now. I'll see you guys then. Bye.